Understood. Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Parkside Cabin Rentals, parksideCabinRentals.com. With fall approaching, could there be a better UT football weekend getaway than Parkside Cabin Rentals? If you're coming to the game from out of town, stay in the mountains before coming into Knoxville for the game. And if you just want to have a fun getaway and watch the game with friends, rent a mountain cabin. ParksideCabinRentals.com. Check them out today. I guarantee you they have a floor plan, a layout that is perfect for you and your group. All right, let's start. A few weeks ago, I showed this stat on the show, and it was, if you look at Tennessee last year, they averaged about 86,000 tickets sold. That wasn't actual people, fannies and seats, as Bobby Scott would say, but that was the number of tickets sold. Well, that means you had 16,000 average unsold, which puts you third from the bottom in the SEC. Only Missouri and Vandy had more unused or unsold seats last year. So that was a concern. Well, was is the optimum word, because take a look at this. Ticket sales, if we can get to the next graphic, I don't know that we got it. There we go. Ticket sales are rising gloriously. Danny White announced that he wanted to sell season tickets to the rate of 56,000 this year. It was announced last week. They're at 58,871. They've already surpassed their mark. Danny White's announced goal of new season tickets sold, 10,000. They've actually sold nearly 17,000 new season tickets. Jimmy, credit to Vol fans for having hope and spending the money to back their team. Yeah. Credit Josh Heupel for getting this to the point where fans are buying in to this level. We talked about the positive culture at the first of the show. This is a little different. This is a guy who, well, for years we've heard people say, well, you need a showman at Tennessee. It's got to be a Kiffin or it's got to be a Bruce Pearl, and let's put that to bed. You just need a product. Yeah. Give the fans a product, they'll show up. This isn't a guy who is Mr. Excitement in terms of personality. He's not tweeting at everyone like Lane Kiffin, but he puts an exciting product on the field, and Vol fans are gobbling it up.
Well, you mentioned credit the Tennessee fans for hope. Who gave him the hope? Josh Heupel.
Yeah.
He's giving you hope because he's going to score a lot of points. He's giving you hope because he's going to have you in most every game that you play, and you're going to see a whole lot of fireworks. So they're fun to watch. You need to be in the entertainment business, and that's part of college football right now. Look, you think they would have sold these season tickets if Jeremy Pruitt was still the coach, averaging 23 points a game? No. So I think that's huge in regard to this. The big number to me is the one that was on the bottom of that screen, where you've almost got 17,000 new season ticket holders that have never been a season ticket holder at Tennessee before. That's pretty darn impressive. I remember during COVID, there was one of Tennessee's more significant boosters told me, he said, they will never pack Neyland like they used to. They will never sell that many tickets again because people are used to staying at home. And I thought, okay, if you average 40 points a game and you win 10 or 11 games and you're competing for the East Division, they're coming back.
Right.
And this is a sign in that direction. Now, they're not there yet, but they are certainly headed in the right direction.
I think another guy who deserves a lot of credit for this is Danny White. One, he immediately came in last year and tried to make it more of an event. They started, they're creating, right now they're working on new party decks and everything inside the Neyland Stadium that they're racing to finish. But this is a guy who gets it, it seems. And they also redid their season ticket plan. Now that ticked off a few people who had those 1980, I've got these season tickets forever and the price will never go up. Yeah. Okay, those went away and those people are upset. But for the most part, this new season ticket plan, doesn't this tell you that, they nailed it?
Yeah, I think it does. And Danny White even said that 60% of the season ticket holders are paying less than they did. Now, the other 40% aren't happy about that.
Right. And they're making up the difference because UT isn't taking a beating on this. So the top guys are paying more than they were before, and it's covering the savings for the lesser guys.
Yeah, and I'm sure they lost some season ticket holders because of that, but they've certainly made up with it by having almost 17,000 new ones. So I've been very impressed with this. When he came out with the goal of 56,000, I thought that was kind of low. They sold 52.5 the previous year as far as season tickets. But pre-COVID, it was at about 62,500. And then you had the year where there were restrictions. But now you're going to come close to that 62.5 number that you had in 2019. And then I think you're going to continue to surpass that number as your football team scores a lot of points and improves, if it does. Now, if they go 4-8, all bets are off for season tickets for next year. But I don't think that'll happen.
With great power comes great responsibility. With apologies to Spider-Man, with great ticket sales come higher expectations.
Yeah, sure.
This puts a little bit more pressure on Josh Heupel. Now, you're going to get it anyway, but when people are putting their money, when they're investing their money in you, which is what they're doing, now there's something tangible. I'm not just sitting at home screaming at the television, hey, I paid money and I drove all the way over here and I fought the traffic and I'm sitting out here in the heat and you're losing a game. This raises the stakes a little bit.
Absolutely it does. And it's going to raise the stakes as to what your win-loss record is. I don't think you can come back and win 7 games and then fans are going to be satisfied. They're
Right.
looking at improvement. They want to see something that's better than what they saw. And maybe it's closing the gap on the Alabamas and Georgias or upsetting a team here or there. But I think that's going to be crucial for Tennessee. Here's the other part of that, too, to watch for. Look, let's face it. Last year there were a lot of games where Neyland Stadium only had 55,000 people there.
Right.
I'll be curious to watch the turnstile numbers.
Actual attendance.
And I think they'll be better because if I'm a new season ticket holder, am I going to sit at home
Right.
for 5 home games? No. I'm going to go to the ball game. I've just invested. I think you'll see an increase in the turnstile for tickets for Tennessee this year.
If Tennessee beats Pittsburgh, it's going to be interesting to see what the attendance is for the Florida game. My guess is
Yeah.
you're looking at a sellout at that point.
I think so. You know, the year before you had the Ole Miss game
Right.
and I guess Georgia were the two that were right at 100,000.
Yeah.
I think you'll see that for Florida because there'll be anticipation.
There you go. You don't want to give them disappointment, though.
No, that's right.
That's the thing. You don't want disappointment. All right. Thank you, Jimmy. When we come back, I'm going to bring out a couple of guys, and we're going to take a deep dive into college football viewership numbers on TV and what it tells us about Tennessee's brand. Hint, still pretty good. Come on back on the Sports Source.
Miss an episode? Catch up at sportsource.tv or our YouTube channel.